For journals, make sure you have your journal notebook out, a pencil to write with, and some colors if you want to do some illustration. Okay, we're going to do journals on this board today because we're going to make a list of words. Okay, that's why we're doing it over here. First thing we're going to do is with our pencil, we are going to write the date at the top of our journal. So the date, we just figured out in morning meeting, is April 23rd. So we need to do a capital A, a lowercase p, lowercase r, lowercase I, lowercase l. So that's the month of the year, April. Then we need to do a space and write the date. The date is April 23rd, a 2 and a 3. So we'll do a space and we'll do a 2 and a 3. April 23rd. Now we need to do a little comma. And then the year. The year is 2020, 2020. So 2020. All right, now that we have our date at the top, I'm going to explain what we're going to do in journals. So we're going to come up with as many words as we can that have an A-T at the end. So we know that A makes an A sound and T makes a T sound. So put them together and it's at. So can you think of a word that has an at? An A-T word, an A in the middle, a T at the end? I bet you can think of a lot. If you want, you can do your journal and just write as many A-T words that you think of by yourself as you can. That's great. Or you can play the little game with us, and I'm going to give you hints and clues, and you got to come up with the AT word, okay? So the word I'm thinking about is the only mammal that can fly, or if you're doing baseball, you might use this to hit the ball, and it has an AT in it. Do you know what word it is? Okay, if you know what word it is, write it in your journal. Okay, we're going to write it together. So, I'm thinking of the word bat. A bat is the only mammal that can fly, and you would use a bat in baseball. So, that's a B. That's an A. Bat, that's a T. Yep, A-T. The next word I'm thinking of is, this is an animal, and a lot of people have these animals as pets. So they're a very common pet to have, but they don't bark, they don't say woof, woof, woof. They say meow, meow. So what's a common animal to have as a pet that says meow that has an AT? It's not a bat, it's a cat. So try to figure out how to spell cat and write cat in your journal. That's a C. That's an A. Cat, that's a T. Next word I'm thinking of is something that if it was really, really, really sunny outside and it was so bright, maybe you would put one of these on your head to help shield the sunlight from you. You might wear what would it be? It has an AT in it. You wear them on top of your head. Did you think of it? It would be a hat. You might wear a hat on top of your head if it's real sunny outside. So hat. That's an H. That's an A. Hat. That's a T. Yep, they all have a T. Okay, next word I'm thinking of is a little bit trickier, but if you were telling somebody that they did a good job, or like you were telling your dog or your cat or a pet that they were doing a good job, you might do this to their head. You might say, oh, good job. What are you doing to their head? Remember, it has an AT. You might you might pat them. Or if you say good job and you give somebody a pat on the back, pat. All right, let's spell it. That's a P. That's an A. Pat. That's a T. Okay, next one might be a little tricky too. Next one is if I was really tired and I didn't want to stand anymore, so I what did I do? If I was really tired, my legs were tired, I didn't want to stand up anymore, I sat down. So it has an AT in it. S, s. That would be S, s, a, sat, t, t. Okay, what is something that has an AT? So it's an AT word, remember? And if you were coming into somebody's house and your shoes are really dirty, they might say, oh, wipe your shoes on the mat. All right, let's spell mat. That's an M. That's an A. Mat. That's a T. Okay, what is something? It's a type of rodent. It has a long tail. It looks kind of like a big mouse. It's like a mouse, except bigger. What would it be? Cats like to chase them. And it has an AT in it. It's it's a rat. Let's spell rat. Like you're growling. That's an R. That's an A. Rat. That's a T. Okay, try to think of some more AT words. Maybe you could write one more that you thought of by yourself in your journal if you wanted. Okay? All right, if you need to, you can pause the video and you can catch up with your writing. Make sure you write the date. Make sure you write all of our AT words. Maybe you could even come up with some more on your own and write those in your journal too. Write as many as you can. Okay, so if you need to pause the video and catch up on the writing, you can.